Okay, gorgeous, gorgeous souls. Walking outside, it's a beautiful summer night. I'm so grateful for this life. I'm so grateful for our amazing daughter. I'm so grateful for the place that I actually live. And I'm so grateful for the amazing work that I get to do. I'm very, very grateful for being able to still record amazing podcast episodes, right? I mean, I think we're at 360 something. And if you come to think about that, that's like freaking amazing, right? So many episodes and so many cycles I went through, right? So it's so interesting. It's so interesting. But I think it's a good thing to start with, just naming off a few things that I'm very, very grateful for. I'm also very grateful for the rebirthing process that I went through these last couple of months, I think, and everything that's now actually evolving in the physical reality, which is always so cool, right? When you can see the sprouts of the fruits you've been, like of the seeds you've been seeding. I don't know if that's a right sentence, but you get the picture, right? Like, it's such a beautiful, I remember like whenever I plant vegetables or something, and then you see the first vegetable coming up, you're like, oh my god, it's working. That's such a cool and fun feeling. And I want to talk a little bit more about skipping timelines and what has actually been going on with me for the last couple of 8 days, and just to illustrate for a bit that you can really move so quickly through different timelines. And the picture they kept showing me was this circle, like me in the middle of the circle, or even my clients in the middle of a circle, and then all these circles around it. And all those circles like represent different timelines, right? And the circle is where you're currently at. That's the circle where you're currently at. And the lower the vibration, the lower the physical manifestations, right? So, well, I don't think that needs any explanation. You can get the feeling of that. And then the higher the frequency, the higher your physical manifestations as well. So I know that a lot of you are already so advanced in the manifesting game. A lot of you already have a beautiful soul aligned businesses, and you help beautiful women all over the world. But I do still feel, when I look around in the online space and when I look at all the content that has been shared or what people are sharing, it's still a lot of the times about manifesting, right? But what really became so clear to me the last couple of 8 days, and they kept showing me that it's really manifesting. They're just like that word served the purpose for the longest time, because at a point it had to be introduced, right? So around the time that The Secret came out and that Abraham Hicks came out, the manifesting word was like the easiest word to sort of illustrate what was happening with the universal laws and everything. But now we're, I think, probably 2 decades ahead from the introduction of The Secret. I'm not sure when it was introduced, but I think my guess is that it's around 20 years ago, maybe a little bit shorter. And so much has happened since, right? So the regular manifesting, the regular way we provide coaching, the regular way we actually offer people to pay for our beautiful transcending work, I feel like it is all due, long overdue, and that it's all asking for a upgrade. That's what I really, really feel. And they kept showing me like manifesting is not about making anything happen. It's not about making vision boards, even though that might serve you to get you in a nice frequency. I mean, it's all good, but that's not what manifesting is about. Manifesting is not even about doing meditation. Heck, I don't really meditate. Like, I don't meditate anymore like I used to. I don't even journal like the way I used to. Like, all those, like, typical manifesting tips, what they say, like, do the journaling and do the meditation. I actually hardly ever journal anymore, and I hardly ever meditate. The only time I put meditation music on is when I'm actually asleep, because sometimes it does help me to calm my mind at night. Not even, yeah, it calms my mind. I don't know, on a subconscious level, I find it nice to put meditation on. I have this favorite channel, which is from Jason Stevenson. I just love, Jason Stevenson, I think. He has this beautiful, beautiful YouTube channel, and he has these very, very powerful meditations, and they're like 3 or 4 hours long, and yeah, I just love listening to them on a subconscious level. But on a conscious level, I don't really meditate anymore or journal. So what they kept showing me, and I've been noticing that for a while, that I haven't been doing that anymore. I don't think it's been such a long time. Journaling, I sort of picked up again because I thought, oh, maybe I should, but now it became so clear to me, like, no, that is so part of the old paradigm, right? So it serves its purpose, absolutely. But we have advanced so much as a how do you say that? As a, it's not the right word. Community and entity is also not the right word. But as a collective, we have advanced so much as a collective that they are literally showing me, and probably a lot of you as well, that it's time to elevate. So manifesting is not about making things happen. It's really about becoming. Not even about becoming. It's like really just, making that decision, really claiming that next level timeline. So I want you to envision that circle and those timelines, and really just accept for a second that, and you probably already have experienced this in your life, but even if you think you are at your highest timeline, or you think like, oh yeah, I'm already pretty comfortable. I have my money, I have my business, I have my soul aligned clients, I have it all. There is always a next level timeline available for you. And you do not get there if we keep focusing on, like, I see so many of us actually teaching. I still see so many of us teaching. And I feel such a call to explain, almost like the teaching is no longer relevant. It's not about teaching, it's about making people remember. And sure, it helps sometimes to give examples so that people resonate and understand and be like, oh yes, I totally get what you mean. But like all the posts and all the stories and all the lives about how to fix a problem within the business, I feel like you all have moved past that. And I feel like there's a calling to all of you beautiful soul aligned women, souls that are doing such amazing work, to see if you can take it to the next level. And I'm not saying you have to drop your whole business model, and I'm not saying that what you are teaching isn't amazing, but I know you have this desire in your heart to go even deeper. I can just sense it. I can sense it in the work that I see. And it's interesting because I have this one person I'm following on my other Instagram channel. I would almost say it's my secret Instagram channel. I do have some followers there. It's like a very intentional Instagram channel for me. It's almost like a sacred channel for me. I'm very intentional with what I'm actually posting there. It's really I'm really showing up there from this higher timeline. And I have some international women following me there, and I'm actually following up some beautiful soul-aligned women as well. And this one person, she just sticks out to me. She's like, oh, she's so interesting. And I see her stories, and I see her post, and it's like, oh, there's this remembrance, right? When I look at those pictures, and when I see her stories or her reels, I remember. So I also created this reel. I don't know if you are actually on my secret Instagram channel, but I posted this reel about a remembrance I keep having about the time in Atlantis, and with me as this high priestess living up in the hills. And I don't know, it's such a magical reel. I don't know, it's so not me to create a reel like that, but it hit me. I was like we were in Amsterdam, and we were having lunch somewhere, and I was looking at the sky, and I saw these high trees with these beautiful lights, like the lampions, the I'm not sure what the word is, but you'll get the picture. I saw those hanging in the trees, and I was like, oh, I keep seeing those images from those past lives, right? And I've done a lot of readings for women I've worked with, also the women I've worked in previous masterminds. I did these readings for them where I actually looked at their timeline, right? And I got those beautiful, amazing images as well of how they actually lived in those times, at the Atlantis time. And yeah, they're very powerful. But when I was looking, when I look at her Instagram, I have this remembrance, right? I see her, and I'm like, oh, we've met in a previous life. And I feel like a lot of us that are connected in this physical life, either by just following each other on Instagram, or by being coached by one another, or by joining each other in masterminds, we all know each other. Oh wow, that's interesting. So this white cat comes running up to me, and she just starts, wow, she starts really petting my feet. That is so interesting. I never had that happen to me ever. Wow. Okay. That is so interesting. Hi, kitty. Oh, she is beautiful. Wow, she's white, and she has this red necklace and 2 black spots. What are you here to tell us? Ooh, this feels pretty divine, I have to say. This never happened to me. And it's actually full moon tonight. She has beautiful eyes. My God, I have to admit, her spirit feels like the spirit I was just talking about. This is really, really quite amazing, because it's also this energy of almost like, bye kitty, of the witch, right? I think a lot of us have been witches in previous lives, and witches are really nothing else than we were wise men and wise women. And in those days, I mean, we got crucified and hanged and all kinds of horrible things for the expression of our gifts. And I think that's why we have so much wounded energy around that, right? That's why a lot of women are actually scared of expressing their beautiful clairvoyancy or their other amazing gifts, because in past lives, it really became a threat to your life. You probably even died, right? I have so many images of past lives experiences. I'm not going to share those all with you because they're pretty traumatic, but they are so vivid. Vivid, is that the right word? So I can see it so clearly. And I really, really think that that's the reason why a lot of women are nowadays still scared of coming out and really embracing their gift. And that's why I think it's so amazing that we are actually doing it. We're doing it. And that takes courage. That takes courage. And sometimes it's a lonely path as well, right? Because it's very, I mean, we don't get crucified for it anymore. But still, I mean, there are still people judging. There's still this energy around it sometimes, right? There's still this yeah, energy of, isn't that weird? Like making so much money with just like spreading your energy and just like giving readings. And it's not even giving readings. That's such way too simplistic way of expressing what we actually do, right? We just tune into people's energy and we get these images, and then we actually we translate it to them, which is so powerful. And I started this episode because I wanted to talk a little bit about what has been happening the last 8 days, and now I'm already talking for 60 minutes, and I have not yet come to the point of that, but I am getting there, because it was all about skipping those timelines, right? And how you can really skip timelines so quickly. So the way this really happened for me is because I am currently also working with an amazing mentor. And she has this beautiful gift as well. She has the gift of clairvoyancy. She is a psychic and also a very good business coach. I don't know, the business coach is not the right word. Energetic coach. She really coaches a lot of soul-led entrepreneurs, let's put it that way. And what happens when you work together, when you have a gift like we do, and when you work together with somebody who has a similar gift, you can really elevate each other so fast to that next level. And that is so interesting, because that's actually what has happened in these 8 days. We just skipped timelines, and we never even spoke about one strategy. We have never even discussed anything about my business. I have never asked her, what are we gonna do? I we just agreed on working together for a period of time. I did not ask in advance, what are we gonna do? How many days it's gonna be? I never asked any of those questions, and she never asks me anything about my business. It's just this continuum of sharing information with each other on an energetic level. So we do tune in together, of course, almost on a daily basis. But she just gets to send me these messages from my guides and from her guides, and then I just sort of translate back to her what I receive, and that's how we skip those timelines. And for me, it became so powerful to strengthen my relationship with my guides, because of course I have a relationship with my spirit team and with my higher self. I mean, I even wrote a complete book with my higher self. But my connection with my guides always felt a little bit more distant. I couldn't really see them so clearly. And because I couldn't see them so clearly, I felt it felt more difficult for me to connect with them and work with them and really understand what they were saying. And with me working with this beautiful mentor, I actually now am strengthening that relationship as well. So it is so powerful. And what became clear to me, and what is like the first thing the first thing I had to do in order to skip the first couple of timelines, was really, really claiming my gift again. And I have done that before in my career, right? I have, like when I started Sophie's Choice, I was very outspoken about my connection with Rose, and I did do these readings, and I was already expressing it, but I don't know how to explain this. I still had some healing, not some. I had a lot of healing to do before it could actually extend, if you know what I mean. So I already had a beautiful gift, and I already sort of stepped into that role. And the people who are following me for a longer time know that I have been ahead on the point that I wanted to go international, but every time I couldn't take that final step. I started, but I couldn't finish. I couldn't persevere. That's the right word. I couldn't persevere. And it really became clear to me, like, I cannot do this alone. I cannot do this alone. I need help. And that help came in this beautiful mentor, but not only in the form of her, but also now I understand also with really allowing in my guides and my connection with them. So the power of working together on this level, and that's actually how we work together in my new mastermind, the Phoenix Mastermind, is that you really you work on a soul aligned level, right? This transcends any group coaching program you have ever done. And I don't know if you have ever attended a mastermind, but it's not a strategy based mastermind. This is like a mastermind on the energetic level, where we truly just we tap into each other's gifts, and then we are really, you just skip timelines. It's just like this, almost this ping pong. That's how I like to describe it. This is how I work with my coach, my mentor. It's ping pong. She sends me something, I send her something. She sends me something, I send her something. And every time the messages gets how do you say that, exchanged, I skip timelines. So that's what happens when we work together in this mastermind. And the first step that we probably take, I'm not sure, I don't know in advance what the steps will be, right? Because it's a play field, it's a play area, and ultimately the guides, they decide, right? So I'm just a channel through which they communicate. But the step of really claiming your gift cannot be denied, because that is such a important step to take. Really being like, fuck, I am all in. This is my gift. I'm no longer gonna hide. The hiding cannot happen anymore. And then we get back to like where I started this episode, really explaining that we have really transcended this level of the old school manifestation, and that whatever line of business you are in, the world is ready for that next step. So I feel like this episode is a little bit all over the place, but I'm pretty confident that you'll get the message that is important for you, and that I also feel very confident that the right women will feel something happening in their body and be like, yes, this is my mastermind. This is actually the third cat I'm now encountering on this walk. She is not approaching me, but I feel like, ooh, this is really interesting because it really, they remember me of the which area. So I'm like, yes, yes, yes. So interesting. So really, if you are ready to move forward and you're like, yes, I want to skip those timelines instantly, and I don't need to know all the details. I'm just like excited about all the possibilities that lie ahead when I give up control for 6 weeks. When I step into this mastermind and be like, oh hell yes. I'm just gonna let it flow. I'm just gonna let it happen to me. I'm gonna see what is actually what's wanting to evolve, right? We're not gonna set goals. I mean, we're past that. We're past that 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 phase. That we're no longer there. That's the old timeline. We're now at a higher timeline where we don't have to set goals. One of the big realizations I had is that when we set goals, we do that because we are scared that when we don't do it, we don't actually manifest it, which is ridiculous. We don't need to remind ourselves or the universe of what we want. Desires are embedded in our DNA. We don't need to remind ourselves of that. Your desires, everything you want, is there. It's already a reality at your higher timeline. So, like I said, this is really, really an invitation to skip those timelines and to really trust the process. And if you feel like, yes, Sophie, I have been waiting for this moment, and I am excited about being led for 6 weeks, and I know the extreme potential of working in such a mastermind, and I understand the energetic game and how powerful it can be and what can happen in 6 weeks, then this is the right mastermind for you. So I don't set any limitations on who can enter, as in the income level you are currently at. I really don't care about all that stuff because that is all old school timeline. I only care where you are currently at energetically. And if you are at a place that you are, fuck, yes, this feels so exciting to me. I wanna explore the new. I want the rebirth. I am ready for this. I love the pricing of it. By the way, it's 5555. That's the investment. I'm excited about the price. I'm excited about the exhilaration I feel by thinking about, oh my God, 6 weeks. That is that is so powerful. Then this is for you. And I like, that's always my sort of, that's my test to know if somebody is right for my coaching containers, is really by keeping it so clean. Because when people are feeling the call on this description, then I know that they are ready to skip those timelines. And then there is no doubt in my mind that it will happen. I'm actually already experiencing it with the group that I started 2 weeks ago with the Wealth Frequency Mentorship Group. Of course, I already decided, okay, I'm gonna work with them the same way. So they are just very lucky that they got in for this amazing price. And yeah, it just felt so energetically right to start doing this with them. And we are literally skipping timelines in just a matter of 2 weeks now. And yeah, like I said, there's such a power in this. And that's why I don't do extensive sales pages. And that's exactly what I mean when I talked about it in the beginning of this episode. There's this invitation to feel like, is there another way of selling my programs? Is there another way um, uh, of of paying methods, for example, right? We're also used to that people order on your website and go to Shopify or whatever other thing you have set up. But what if that's way too complicated? Easy is right. That's what Richard always says, like Richard from the Jinkies. He has this beautiful, beautiful program on his website that's for free. And one of these lessons that he shares there is like, simple is right. Simple is right. And simple is right. We make it so complicated, and in the new realm, that is so not necessary. So, I mean, bless all our hearts for doing webinars and challenges. And if you truly, truly feel that is your soul calling, be my guest. But literally, we have moved past that. It no longer serves the higher good. We are here to let other people remember. And we make other people remember by becoming that amazing person who really, really embraces his or her gift. And however that expresses, right? Maybe you are a best selling author. Maybe you have a beautiful, beautiful YouTube channel, which is very successful, or maybe you run this beautiful soul aligned coaching business. But I know there is a calling inside your heart to make it even more powerful and to make it even more soul aligned. And I'm just really excited to get to explore that with you in this amazing, amazing mastermind. So, one keyword that really sticks out for me in this mastermind is the word international. And I don't know if I don't really know exactly what they mean with the word international, but they just keep saying to me, like, if the word international somehow resonates with the person, then that's the right fit. So the only sort of thing they ask me to share is like, make sure they resonate with the word international. Other than that, everybody is welcome. And you can send me a DM on my other Instagram account, so my international Instagram account, which is Sophie's Choice _ENT from international. There you can find my most intentional and sacred content. And that's also the place where you can sign up for this incredible mastermind. We start the 24th of August. So time is ticking, even though time is so irrelevant. So I love you to move on this amazing, amazing, how do you say that, flick of energy. If you feel it, then just move on it and send me the DM, and just trust that your timeline that you're currently at is so beautiful and it has served you so well, but the next timeline is so calling you. Let's do this.